Mr. Chair, kung pwede pong matanong si Mr. Edelito Sangco, siya po yung pinuno ng task force na binuo ni na Mayor. Yes, so, pinakita kanina. Sila po yung head ng task force. Pwede daw nilang i-present yung structure ng SBSI at yung findings ba ito? Yung findings ninyo tungkol?
Yes, you have presentation?
Your Honor, the
Please.
attorney, the legal consultant of the task force will be the one to present. Ando na po ang kopya sa
Okay.
secretariat. Pwedeng present ni Attorney Dano.
Attorney
Richard Dano.
Dano, you have the floor. Attorney.
Good afternoon po, Senator Bato and Senator Rizal Ontiveros and all who are present here. Good afternoon. Base po ito sa mga nakalap na mga testimonies ng mga witnesses. Kaya kinukulate namin para ma-establish natin yung yung structure at saka yung mga practices nila doon sa taas. So this is a collaborative effort of the task force and yung mga documents na nasa amin, yung mga judicial affidavits there ng mga witnesses. Thank you. May I proceed? The presentation would basically, ito yung outline, list of officers of Socorro Bayanihan Services Incorporated, the Divine Government, heading of the SBSI, yung organizational structure nila, yung mga list of ministries with corresponding ministers, yung list of clusters, yung daily routine nila sa Sitio Kapihan by cluster before Super Typhoon Odette in 2019 to 2021, and then after Typhoon Odette 2022 to present. Yung
Mr. Chair, matanong lang.
Yeah.
Attorney Dano, bakit po importanteng turning point yung before at saka after Typhoon Odette?
Para ma-establish po natin yung pattern of exploitation. Kasi yung mga bata, sa tingin ko, personal kung nakita na parang wala silang pahinga. Doon natin makikita na as early as 3 a.m., gising na sila. And they're heavily, yung structure nila sa yung mga oras, kailan sila gigising, sinong nagko-control ng mga thoughts nila.
Salamat kayo, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Thank you po. May I proceed po?
Yes, continue.
Yung day off policy, kung kailan sila pwede na magpunta sa baba, o yung foxhole, kung sino yung mag-guard or mag-duty, yung gate pass, insurance policy po. Kasi yun na nga kasi hindi sila pinapayagan, so kailangan may gate pass. And it's also my personal experience po na magpapagawa ng deed of sale at saka sabihin by 11 a.m. dapat tapos na o unahan kami kasi baka mag-close yung gate at saka yung 4 p.m. So it's my personal experience po being a lawyer there, staying in the Bocas Grande. So yung list po ng officers nasa naman ito, nasa official announcement po ng SBSI page po. Yung board of directors nila, si Senior Aguila, yung president. Yung vice president, si Mamertu Di Galanida. Yung general manager, si Dinya T. Florano na patay na. Chenga Lia Yamson, yung secretary general. Flordeles Ilandag, yung treasurer nila. Romero Ahok, public information officer. Winifredo Buntad, yung peace officer. Karen Sanico Sr., tsaka yung si Jaime Walo, Lelebeth Guma, Florencio Kiban, Alexto Rivas, Oscar Arcalar, Sammy Cordita, Lorlito Digal. Ito yung mga peace officers nila. Yung sa administrative department, Ralden T. Florano, yung executive assistant. Attorney Ralna Dayan de la Peña, yung legal consultant. Maricel Manti, yung accountant nila. Virgie Ocon, yung bookkeeper, Cheryl Sanico, at saka Jessica Galanida, yung mga auditors. Next slide, please. The divine government headings nila, Nueva Jerusalem Esperanza Ministry Government, bagong gobyerno sa Diyos. Lungsod sa Kapihan, Isla Bocas Grande, office, ground floor of function hall. Ang pangatlo yung organizational structure, ito yung bago. Supreme Divine Minister, Jerin Skelario, Supreme Prime Minister Romero Ahok, Assistant Prime Minister Rickson Lobapis. Ministers, yung mga list of ministries with corresponding ministers. Interior and Local Government, Mr. Mamerto Di Galanida. Finance and Budget, Flor de Lis Ilandag. Agriculture, Andres Molianida. Social Welfare and Development, Lilian Dizon. Environment and Natural Resources, Medulina Sihingpit. Trade and Industry, Joel Molianida. Statistics, Jessica Kuray. Assessment, Maricel Manti. Sa Health, Gladys May Dizon. Solid Waste Management, Ranel Savandal. Defense, Winifredo Bontad. Culture and Arts, Alban M. Yamson, teacher. Deceased na din to. Divine Matchmaker, Rodolfo Ahok. Land and Transportation, Larry Liano. Energy and Waterworks, Markel Capistrano. Telecommunication, Melodina Hingpit. Yung legal consultant, Attorney Ralna Dayan de la Peña. Peacekeeper, Winifredo Bontad and Aguila members. Name of hospital. Ito yon, Medica El Salvador Perpetua. Ang administrator, chairperson, si Mrs. Rosely Sanico. List of clusters, yung Aguila Cluster, Private Army. Karen J. Sanico Sr. yung chairman. Genevieve Dizon, yung battalion commander nila. Assistant Battalion Commander, Gilbert Dizon. Master Trainer, Winifredo Buntad. Number of staff, 20 persons. Agnos Cluster. Joel Molianida, yung chairman. Rene Lobapis, Battalion Commander. Assistant Battalion Commander sinabi pero wala kaming pangalan. Number of staff, 20 persons. Yung sa BUM cluster, Sergio Cobillan, yung chairman. Rocky Lobapis, Battalion Commander. Bonbon Bontad, Assistant Battalion Commander. Number of staff, 18 persons. Shera, Sami Cordita ang chairman. Eugene Ramirez, Battalion Commander. Ferdinand Gambing, yung Assistant Battalion Commander. Number of staff, 13 persons. Sa Dion na cluster, Alan Dizon yung chairman. Edi Paitan yung Battalion Commander. Rujim Veran yung Assistant. Number of staff, 16 persons. Ito yung sa Nursing Mothers, yung Ili na cluster. Maritis Hostol, yung chairperson. Jinky Api, Battalion Commander. Romil Api, Assistant Battalion Commander. Number of staff, 16 persons.
Mr. Chair,
Right.
Attorney Dano, Ellie Cluster Nursing Mothers?
Yes
Mga
po.
breastfeeding mothers na nagte-training din at nagsiserve sa Soldiers of God?
Yes, ito po sila. May cluster din po ang
Yung
mga nanay.
number of staff nila, 16 persons.
Yes po.
Pero yung number of members bawat cluster,
Marami siguro hindi namin alam ang numbers.
hindi nyo alam.
Hindi pa
More or
namin.
less, tingin nyo.
Well,
Malaki?
kasi ang natandaan ko 1,303 children. Pero meron silang binigay sa ilang kanilang counter affidavit na numbers ng population nila doon. Pwede kong tingnan. Ito yung census of Socorro Bayan Services 2023. Yung family had 1,238. Yung wife, 1,019. Children 1,303. Sa cluster, yung Aguila, 132. Deo, 385. Agnos, 490. Eli or Perpetua, 552. Bium, 550. Feto, 650. Shera 801. Galing po ito sa kanila nung nag-file sila ng counter affidavit.
Okay, thank you. Please continue.
Fetus cluster. Yung chairman nila, si Raldin Florano, walang nakalagay na battalion commander at saka assistant battalion commander. Ito yung sa mga bata sa fetus. Number of staff, 20 persons. Sa medic cluster po, Rosalie Sanico yung chairperson, PJ Ray Dizon, battalion commander, walang napangalanan na assistant battalion commander. Number of staff, 34 persons. Ito yung daily routine nila or practices. Before Typhoon Odette, 2 to 5 a.m., humanay, meron na silang formation, masi-masi yung military exercises, jogging with rucksack, backpack loaded with gravel, weighing 12 kilos for females, 18 kilos for males. Latecomers are subjected to paddling using ironwood, round timber. 5 to 6 a.m., masi-masi ulit ng military style exercises. 6 to 7 a.m., obstacle race. For the Aguila cluster before Typhoon Odette, 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m., breakfast at respective residence. Pag 7:30 to 8 a.m., humanay formation, may masi-masi. Latecomers are again subjected to paddling using that wood or timber. 8 a.m. to 12 noon, dito ginagawa ang firearms disassembling, assembling training. Others assigned tasks such as hauling og magkuno lumbers for the furniture business of cluster chair Karen Sanico, land preparation using pig mattock, planting root crops, etc. 12 noon to 1 p.m., lunch and siesta at respective residence. 1 to 1:30 p.m., humanay ulit, masi-masi military exercise. Latecomers are again subjected to punishment. 1:30 to 5 p.m., jogging with rucksack, obstacle race. 5 to 6 p.m., relax at the respective residence. Yung Aguila cluster before Typhoon Odette, 6:30 to 7:30 p.m., cluster meeting. Then 7:30 to 8 p.m., dinner at respective residence. 8 to 9 or 10 p.m., formation ulit, masi-masi ulit. And latecomers are again subjected to punishment. Next, ito na yung Aguila cluster after Odette. 2:30 to 3 a.m., sounds of various songs would be played.
Ibalik mo nga yung last slide. Latecomers are subjected to paddling using ironwood, round timber.
Yes po.
Isipin mo yung magkuno yan yung ironwood, round timber pa, pag papaluin ka niya, kasakit yan. Mas masakit pa yun sa bakal. Dahil mabigat yan, ironwood. Please continue.
Yes po, thank you. Itong 2:30 to 3 a.m., sounds of various songs would be played in centralized sound system. Merong recorded announcement, child's voice, alas 3 na, 3 times. Yung voice of teenager, umaga na, 3 times. Gising na, 3 times. Voice of gerents, kayong mga nakatulog pa, gising na. Kayong mga naidlip pa, bango na. Dahil sa ayaw niyot sa gusto, makikita tayo sa isang napakalaking paglilitis. Kung sino ang makakatunog, panalo. Kung sino ang malilinlang, talo. 3 to 4 a.m., family worship time inside the household. Ito yung silent recitation of the 15 Mysteries Prayer, reading out loud of letters from Senior Aguila entitled Pagmata or Gising Na. Sabado y Gloria, Black Saturday. Dalan sa Kabulakan, Path of Flowers. Ibong Kalapati, Pulang Bangkang Hapuhap, Kadinang Solar. Posisyon sa mga binadlisan or posisyon ng mga pinili.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
Attorney Dano, ano po yung 15 Mysteries Prayer? Rosario ba yun?
Meron silang sariling ginawang parang rosary, 15 minutes. Kasi one time pinapasite ko yung mga bata. Kasi silang nagsasabi na 15 mysteries. So pina-recite ko nung one time nagpunta kami sa NBI. And meron yung 15 mysteries na sinasite nila. Yung prayer nila po. 4 to 4:30 a.m. cluster worship meeting discussing alleged miracles performed by J-Rens. In 4:30 to 5 a.m. humanay ulit, formation at the quadrangle. Latecomers are subjected to paddling using ironwood round timber. 5 to 6 a.m. all forms of hard labor such as gathering of sand and gravel from the shoreline are as the services of the ironwood to be utilized in the furniture business of Karen Sanico, land tilling through peak mattock, planting and fertilizing root crops, any other work assignments. 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. breakfast at the respective residence. 7 to 7:30 may formation na rin, and then magjo-duty sa guardhouse. Latecomers are subjected to same punishment. 8 to 12 noon, proceed to hard labor, volunteer works, and duty at foxhole, yung mga guardhouse nila. 12 noon to 1 p.m., lunch at the respective residence except for those on duty at the foxholes who are bringing their own provisions. Sila lang nagdadala ng sariling pagkain. 1 to 1:30 a.m., humanay, masi-masi military style exercise, and then latecomers are again subjected to punishment. 1:30 to 4 p.m., yung hard labor, volunteer works, and duty at the foxhole sa guardhouse. 4 to 4:30 p.m., change clothing. 5:30 to 6 p.m., humanay, merong formation na rin, and masi-masi military exercise. Latecomers are subjected to same punishment. 6 to 7 p.m. onwards, dinner at the respective residence, overnight sleep. Agnos cluster, the same daily routine practices of the Aguila cluster before and after Typhoon Odette. Sa Bium cluster, the same daily routine practices of Aguila and Agnos cluster before and after Typhoon Odette, except for the firearms disassembling and assembling training. Shera cluster, before Typhoon Odette, 3 a.m., rise up and pray the 15 mysteries. 3 to 4 a.m., humanay formation, may Zumba, tasking for assignment at barracks and for those for volunteer works. 4 to 5 a.m., gathering of gravel for those assigned for volunteer works, and reporting for guard duty for those assigned at the barracks. 5 to 7, go home for those assigned for volunteer work. Those assigned at the barracks shall bring their own provisions. Volunteer works except those reporting for guard duty at the barracks pag 7 to 11 a.m. Sa Shera, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. lunch at the respective residence except those at the barracks. Volunteer works except those reporting for guard duty at the barracks 1 to 5 p.m. After Typhoon Odette, the same schedule of activities before the Typhoon Odette except that no longer required to report to barracks but the foxhole for guard duty. Sa DU cluster, 3 a.m. to 4 a.m., the same early morning prayer activities with other clusters. 4 to 5 a.m., minor exercises. 5 to 7 a.m., household chores and breakfast. 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., females report for duty at the foxhole. Males pound rocks for gravel. 4 to 4 a.m., males report for duty at the foxhole. Nursing mothers, yung LE clusters, 3 to 4 a.m., the same early morning prayer activities with other clusters. 4 to 5 a.m., minor exercises. 5 to 7 a.m., yung household chores nila and breakfast. 7 to 4 p.m., females whose child have reached 3 years old shall report for duty at the foxhole. 4 p.m. to 4 a.m., male staff of LE cluster report for duty at the foxhole. Note that LE cluster was disbanded after Typhoon Odette. The members were reassigned to the cluster of the respective spouses. Fetus, yung fetus cluster, yung children, 3 to 4 a.m. The same early morning prayer activities with other clusters. 4 to 5 a.m., minor exercises. 5 to 7 a.m., household chores nila and breakfast. In classification, ito yung mga classification ng fetus clusters. Twinkler's fetus, 5 to 7 years old. Cub's fetus, 8 to 10 years old. Junior fetus, 11 to 12 years old.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, go ahead. Senator
Attorney
Risa.
Dano, akala ko kanina nung nagte-testify si Sir Jeng na yung fetus, ganyan, hanggang, sa bagay, preteens naman yung 12. Pero hanggang 12 years old yung fetus. Pero biglang at 12, parang adult na ang turing, pwede nang pilit ipakasal.
Yes po. Yes po. Sa pagkakaintindi ko rin po. Report to barrack schedules, Twinkler's fetus twice a week. Doon sila nagre-report sa barracks. 8 a.m., children brought to barracks. 3 p.m., children returned
Ano
home
yung
from barracks.
Kasi may isa-release lang mga pamamahay doon sa loob, di ba? May mga bahay-bahay. So may sinasabi kang barracks. Ano yung barracks?
It's a separate building away from their homes. Doon dinadala yung mga bata.
Doon tinitrain?
Oo. Sabi lang, siguro wala na palang mga bata dito kasi sila yung nakakapag-describe talaga ng barracks. Hindi ko nakita personally yung mga barracks, pero base sa testimony nila, is a separate place away from their respective homes. Doon sila tinitipon.
Thank you. Asan ba na itong barracks na sinasabi niya? Kayo? Ate Chuso, ikaw? Saan banda yung barracks na sinasabi nila?
Hindi po barracks yung tawag, sir. Lagkaw kasi, parang
Lagkaw.
bahay. Parang bahay yan kasi yung, sir, hindi po paksol yung tawag doon.
Barracks,
Hindi barracks.
lagkaw.
Bahay to, bahay doon.
Ano, malaki?
Malaki. Opo, bahay.
Malaking bahay siya.
Oo.
Anong ginagawa doon sa lagkaw na yun? Anong activities ginagawa doon?
Wala namang masimasi doon, sir.
Wala.
Wala.
Saan nangyayari yung masimasi?
Wala talagang masimasi, sir. Ang ibig is,
Huwag natin sawing masimasi. Exercise. Yung exercise. May mga
physical
picture nag-exercise
mayroon,
kayo.
Mayroon ng mga physical exercise.
Saan nangyayari
po
yan?
namin yun sa, katulad na ginawa namin yun doon. Sumali kami sa, sa bunok-bunok.
Okay.
For preparation yun. Hindi,
Hindi ko naman sinasabi na hinihis niyo yung tao. Saan kayo nag-exercise? Yung exercise nga, may mga picture di ba?
yung sinasabing bahay, sir, yung pahingaan yung pag nagtatrabaho kami sa,
So yung sinasabi nila niyang barracks.
Opo.
Yan yun.
Opo.
Thank you. Please continue.
Thank you. Kasi sinasabi ng mga bata, ng mga witnesses, barracks. So, yun na rin sinasabi namin dito na barracks to. So, taught by staff with nursery rhymes, yung children stories ng, children stories, apel na rin, sinasama na din sa Twinkler fetus learning sessions nila. Cubs fetus twice a week, 8 a.m. Monday, children brought to barracks. Morning and afternoon, humanay, merong formation, gather sand, taught with arnis and mild masimasi military exercise. Fetus cluster, report to barrack schedules, mild punishment sila, merong military style exercise for violation of rules such as late on formation. Child has to bring his or her own provisions for stay at barracks. Children are grouped by platoon for training, billeting, and other purposes. Pag 5 p.m. Wednesday, child returned home from barracks. Junior fetus, yung 5 times a week sila nag-report. 8 a.m., children are brought to barracks. Morning and afternoon, humanay, merong formation, gather sand, other voluntary works, taught with arnis and heavier masimasi military style exercise. Report to barrack schedules, punishment, paddling with round ironwood timber for violation of rules such as late on formation. Child has to bring his or her own provisions for stay at the barracks, and children are grouped by platoon for training, billeting, and other purposes. 5 p.m. Friday, child return home from barracks. Ito yung sa medic cluster, 3 a.m. to 4 a.m., the same early morning prayer activities as with other clusters. 4 to 5 a.m., the same cluster, worship and meeting activities as with other clusters. 5 to 6 a.m., others report for duty at the function hall, hospital now known as music room. Others report for duty at the medic house preparing herbal medicines. Others report for duty during volunteer works.
Mahaba pa yung schedule na yan? Mahaba pa?
Medyo mahaba pa po, pero...
Sige, skip mo na lang yung scheduling na yan.
Sige po.
You proceed to the next topic. Na nakita natin talaga parang mas yung schedule na, kung totoo yan, mas regimented pa kaysa PMA. I am a PMA graduate. Pero grabe yung schedule na. Alas 2 pa lang, gising na sila.
Yes po.
Rebili na. Kawawa naman mga bata. Gusto matulog mga bata. Alas 2 pa, ginigising na natin. Please continue.
Yes, parang na-establish naman yun yung pattern nila. Dito tayo sa day off policy. Members of Aguila, Agnos, Biom, Shera, Dio, Ili, and Medic are allowed to have 2 days day off per week every Saturday and Sunday. Sa Foxhole, mag-guard house duty policy,
When you say day off, sandali lang. Members of Aguila are allowed to have 2 days day off per week, Saturday and Sunday. What do you mean by that? Are they allowed to go out of kapihan? Or stay at home lang?
within the community lang po.
Within the community?
Apo.
Pero walang activity? Pahinga lang sila, Saturday, Sunday?
Pahinga sila.
Pero hindi sila pinapalabas?
Hindi sila pinapalabas. Except kung mag-comply sila doon sa mga gate pass issuance policy.
May mga ganun pa
Pero
pala.
yung mga bata, yung 12, I think until 12 years old, hindi pa sila nakalabas. 48 foxholes guard surrounding Sitio Kapihan need to be guarded for 24 hours at 7 days a week. 12 hours shift for every person assigned at the foxhole, either from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. or from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Women foxhole guards need to be assigned for a day shift from 6 to 6 p.m. However, women with minor children need to be on duty from 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. only. At least 4 women need to be assigned as guard per foxhole. Men foxhole guards need to be assigned for night shift from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. At least 12 men need to be assigned as guard per foxhole at night. There is a need for the male guards to sleep in shift at night at 2 persons per shift.
Sandali. Master Sergeant Johan Lasala, former Master Sergeant, totoo ba yung sinasabi nila na may mga paksol kayo, nagjo-jote yung mga bata?
Magandang hapon po, sir. Yung sinasabi nila paksol, sir, is yun lang namang mga bahay-bahay na ginawa within sa komunidad namin, sir, para sa mga nagtatrabaho sa lupa, sir, may mapagsilungan, sir. Tapos yung sinasabi ni attorney na nagbabantay, may mga tanim kami doon, sir. Maraming mga predators. Halimbawa, nagtatanim kami ng mga pakwan, may mga predators man sinano. Doon din nakatira, sir. Temporarily, sir, para sila na yung magbantay, sila na yung magpaano sa kuwan, sir.
Well, that was confirmed by the provincial director kanina, Colonel Laude, na hindi talaga actually paksol.
Yes, sir.
Bahay-bahay na kuwan.
Yes, sir.
Pero ang tawag ng mga bata doon is paksol. Ang tawag ng mga bata. Pero
Yung tawag sa mga...
technically speaking, sa atin sa police, hindi yung paksol. Bahay
Yes,
lang yon.
Yes, sir.
Pero ang purpose sa paggwardya doon, ang purpose ba yan is to prevent outsiders from coming in to the kapihan, or what is the purpose of posting guards doon sa mga bahay-bahay, hindi paksol?
Nasabi ko na kanina, sir, una, nagbantay doon sa mga tanom, sir. Pangalawa, parang silungan na ng mga tao na nagtatrabaho. Kasi ganito kasi yan, sir, nabanggit man kanina ni Atty. Dano sa kanyang presentation na clustering. Hindi naman yun yung ipinagkaila, sir. May clustering kami doon.
Okay.
Doon na mismo sa paggawa namin clustering, nakasipalit din yung pinagtatrabaho namin kasi may common kami na trabaho. Yung halimbawa, cluster Aguila, may tanim sila, nasa kanila lang, sila lang yung makinabang. Ganon din sa ibang cluster, sir. Yun lang, sir.
So, anybody from the outside can freely get inside na hindi harangin ng gwardiya na pinupost ninyo?
Parang i-question lang, sir. Tinatanong kung ano yung pakay, sir. Parang ganun lang, sir.
So kung magsabi sila kung anong pakay, pwede silang pumasok. Kahit hindi sila miyembro ng SBSI. Taga Socorro sila, taga poblasyon. Hindi miyembro ng SBSI. Akyat lang bigla doon, papasok. Papayagan ninyo?
Pinapayagan man, sir.
Sigurado ka?
Yes, sir. Pero ang ginanap lang namin, sir, na parang yung proper coordination lang talaga, sir.
Okay, walang problema. Coordination. Basta magpaalam, papasukin nyo.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Walang problema.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Please.
If I may, Mr. Chair,
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, if I may, please, para maka-explain na din ako.
Okay, sige.
Ng,
Break ka muna sandali, ha? Pakinggan natin. Go ahead. Mr. Guadalupe.
Una, Mr. Chair, yung sinasabi na maraming purposes yung nilagay yung lagkaw, or sabi na ni Johan na parang kuan parang bahay para doon magpahinga ang mga farmers at iba pang activities. Pero yung main originally ang kuan namin kasi po yung election ng 2019, may isa kaming member ng bayanihan na minorder in broad daylight doon sa kalsada doon sa junction ng highway at saka kalsada patungong Kapihan with 30 body shots. So ganyan nangyari.
Binaril?
30 body shots. Ayang nag-file na yung mga 2019 pa yan, nag-file na yung mga kaanak ng kaso, pero hanggang ngayon wala namang aksyon ng nakita at narinig namin. So, in that case, Mr. Chair, sangkot-sangkot si Mayor doon sa kanyang pamilya.
Paano mo nasabi na sangkot si Mayor?
Kasi mayroon kami ebidensya yung sinakyan na van galing sa garahe ni Mayor. Pag-uwi din, galing sa garahe. Kaya nga po, iyon nga ang ugat kasi political rivalry. So mula noon, kami po ay for security reasons, binantayan namin ang aming area.
So, ganyan na, klaruhin natin. You are now accusing the incumbent mayor na sangkot siya sa krimen o pagpatay ng bata na merong 13 gunshot wounds.
Yes po, kasi po...
Anong maging motibo ni Mayor? Bakit niya ipapatay yung bata?
Hindi namin alam po. Basta doon sa mga affidavits ng mga nag-aakusa, doon sa affidavits ng mga witnesses, ang nakasangkot lang sa kanila, yung vehicle.
Okay, sandali lang ha, sandali.
Sa kanilang bahay, at
Sandali.
doon din umuwi.
Yeah.
Mr. Chair.
Sige.
Hindi yun bata, Mr. Chair.
sandali lang.
Sir, Chair, hiling lang na ma-excuse yung mga child witnesses. Aakyat lang po sila.
Yes, pakitin mo muna.
Salamat kayo, Mr.
Papahingayin mo muna. Mayor, you are being accused na involved ka doon sa krimen nung pagpatay nung bata. Ano masasabi mo?
Hindi po, Mr. Chair, hindi yun bata.
Ano yun?
I think around less than 40 years old.
According to you, sasakyan ni Mayor, pumapasok doon.
Hindi po sasakyan. Ang ginamit na sasakyan, nakaparking doon sa lote nila. At saka, doon din umuwi. At mayroon kami ding video na pinalitan yung plate number.
Mayor, ano sabi mo, Mayor?
Doon na po yung sa affidavit.
Sandali lang, tapos ka na. Ito mo na. Yeah.
Yung nangyari, ang sinabi noong 2019, hindi ko kakilala yung sinabing namatay. In fact, talagang tauhan nila. Ang gate nila talagang restricted, heavily guarded. No, di ka basta-basta makalabas, pasok sa gate ng Kapihan. Makalabas lang kayo pag may ibinigay na gate pass. Sunod,
Sinabi niya na
yung
sasakyan
bumaril,
daw.
yung bumaril, siguro alam nila na lumabas yung miyembro nila. Sila ay siguro yung nagbaril. Yung taong sinabi, talagang hindi ko alam. Yung sabi nila na ng gate, walang nangyari, walang nagpasok ng sasakyan.
Okay, sige. Putol muna tayo dyan. Tuloy mo muna.
Pwede pa po, continue ko lang bakit makita isang rasyonal ng bakit may lagkaw o...
Sige, lagkaw. Patayin mo. Continue. Sandali lang, ha?
Pangalawa po is, yung kuan namin ay pakbarma. So isang mandate namin na we have to manage, occupy exclusively the area. Kaya nga, binabantayan po namin yung paligid, yung forest area at saka yung agricultural area. Kasi yun nga ang mandate namin. Dapat gawin na you have to manage, occupy, and develop exclusively the area.
But not prohibit other people from coming inside the area. Are we clear with that?
Hindi naman na pinipigilan. Yung sinasabi na gitpas, wala pong gitpas. Ang sinasabi lang, minumuteral nga, niregulate lang. Kasi ayaw namin mangyari uli kung what happened. Para accounted namin kung sino talaga lumapas, sino talaga umuwi.
Walang problema dyan. Walang problema. Okay yan. Walang problema. Sige, tapos ka na. Kaya pagpatuloy mo natin ito. Mamaya, kung meron ka pang gusto sabihin, I will give you the floor. Tapusin lang muna natin ito.
Thank you po. Side comment. Kasi nung time na after Odette ba yun, nagpunta kami sa Kapihan with the former Governor Matugas. Hindi kami pinapasok. Nasa labas lang kami na nagbibigay ng mga ayuda.
Sino nagbawal?
Hindi sila sa Kapihan.
Totoo yan na Mr. Galanida, sabi mo, libreng pumasok doon, basta upaalam lang. Tapos, gobernador mismo, hindi nyo pinapasok. What's
Doon lang namin po
times 2 yung contempt mo ditong babago-bago yung sinasabi mo. Klaruhin mo nga, bakit hindi sila pinapasok?
Mr. Chair, doon lang po sa entrance namin kasi wala kaming bahay namin titirahan kasi 95% lang yung bahay namin down po. Hindi lang si government,
sandali,
lahat ng mga bisita.
Pinasagot kita. Sabi ni Attorney Richard Dano, kasama niya yung sila gobernador, hindi niyo pinapasok doon sa loob. Is that true or not?
Not true, kasi tinawag ako nila, sabi ko doon na lang po kasi mahiya naman kami, wala namang mimitingan doon, kasi wasak lahat.
Hindi, iba yung mahiya, iba yung ayaw talaga.
Hindi namin ayaw.
Mahiya ka, tapos ayaw mong papasukin. Very contradicting statements yan. Ano ba talaga ang totoo? Pinapasok niyo sila o hindi?
Hindi naman sila nanghihingi ng pasok kasi nag-ask muna sila, nagpaalam sa akin. Kasi sinabihan ko, Gob, doon lang muna tayo sa entrance kasi mahirap doon, wala tayong, mahihiya kami, wala tayong facilities.
Okay. So, ganon, nahiya ka, kaya doon lang sa harapan sila, hindi nyo pinapasok.
May prior conference kami coordination before nagpunta doon, including other dignitaries.
Oh, so meron pala
Congressman
prior
Barbers.
coordination. Bakit hindi sila nakapasok? Bakit sila pinigilan? May prior coordination pala eh.
Your
Kaya
Honor.
pati yung ang kasunduan namin kasi mahiya naman kami ko doon sa kasi
Kasunduan ninyo
after-
na sa harap lang kayo magkita. Sa entrance lang, hindi na sila makapasok.
wala namang tanawin doon na Your Honor kasi lahat ay giba-giba at sa yun nag-distribute lang sila ng ng mga tulong sa panahon ng eleksyon doon din sila nag-kampanya at doon na lang muna kasi it was audit time and that was I think also parang pinifeel namin yung 2 taon na COVID years na kung pwede i-strict namin yung labas at saka entrance ng mga tao para...
Ito basahin ko sa iyo. The Sitio Kapihan community is now implementing a systematic approach of accepting visitors to ensure the comfort of the visitors and guarantee security measures. Starting November 13, 2022, all personalities, be from public and private entities who wish to visit Kapihan, must send a letter of request to visit the community through email, preferably a day before the visit. The letter shall include the following information: preferred date of visit, complete name, age, address, and all the visitors, purpose of the visit, contact details of the representative of the group. Address your letter to Senyor Aguila, President, Socorro Bayanihan Services Incorporated. All requests for visitation is subjected to the approval by the President of the Association. Once approved, its visitor is required to bring one valid ID and vaccination card. Very, kung pala kayo doon, stricto. Hindi basta-basta makapasok. But anyway, please continue.
Thank you po. Parang Senate, hindi madaling mapasok.
Ha?
Parang Senate po. There is a
Parang?
Senate office.
Hindi makapasok ka dito pag subject yourself to one sa...
Yeah, mayroong valid ID.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Continue.
There is a need for the male guards to sleep in shift at night at 2 persons per shift. A shift of guards need to stay awake for 2 straight hours on rotation basis between and all the guards on duty at the foxhole. Gate pass issuance policy. Members need to secure a gate pass from Mrs. Janet T. Ahok before being allowed to go out of Sitio Kapihan. Exempted in this policy are the Kapihan leaders and their respective families, commonly known as royal family. Gate pass issuance policy. Only members in good standing for the month shall be allowed to go out from the Kapihan community for once a month only, provided he or she needs to go back to Sitio Kapihan before 4 p.m. Only members in good standing for the month shall be allowed to go out from the Kapihan community for once a month only, provided he or she needs to go back to Sitio Kapihan before 4 p.m. A member can be considered in good standing if he has only incurred a maximum of 1 absent for any of the voluntary works, cluster meetings, foxhole guarding, and other activities requiring strict attendance. A member who is not in good standing for a specific month need to ensure to achieve the status of member in good standing in the ensuing month so that he or she can avail the once-a-month visit to the lowland barangays. A member whose spouse is not living with him or her in Sitio Kapihan is prohibited from going out of Sitio Kapihan, though he or she could meet the member in good standing criteria. Children, since birth up to marriage, are not allowed to go out of Sitio Kapihan. Thank you.
Maraming salamat. Saan mo nakuha yung mga informasyon na yun?
Sa mga members. Dating members na lumayas, bumaba. And we collated kasi pabalik-balik yung storya nila na ganito. So, ano na lang namin.
Thank you.
They can verify also and they can be asked about this thing.
Okay.
Thank you.
Salamat ha. Thank you. DepEd